What is up, guys? It is Marcus from Perspective Sports, and welcome to Week 6 of College Football Weekly. To wrap up last week, we saw an excellent game between Kentucky and Texas A&M. We saw a nail-biter between LSU and Florida. We saw another nail-biter between Texas and Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout, and it was overall another solid week of college football. And I don't really have any big stories for this week. We're going to talk about the SEC in just a second, but without further ado, let's dive right into the AP Top 25, where Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Clemson are in the same spots they were last week, 1 through 4. Notre Dame moves up 1 spot to 5. West Virginia moves up 3 spots to 6. Washington moves up 3 spots to 7. Penn State moves up 3 spots to 8. Texas moves up 10 spots to 9. UCF moves up 2 spots to 10. Oklahoma moves back 4 spots after its loss to Texas to number 11. Michigan moves up 3 spots to number 12. LSU moves back 8 spots after its loss to Florida. And ironically, Florida, it moves up 8 spots, but is still 1 spot below LSU. Wisconsin moves up 1 spot to 15. Miami moves up 1 spot to 16. Oregon moves up 1 spot to 17. Kentucky moves back 5 spots to 18. Colorado moves up 2 spots to 19. NC State moves up 3 spots to 20. Auburn moves back 13 spots to 21. Texas A&M jumps back into the rankings at 22. USF makes its debut in the rankings at 23. Mississippi State jumps back into the rankings at 24. And Cincinnati jumps into the rankings at number 25. And now let's take a gander at my top 25, where my top 3 of Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia stay the same. Notre Dame jumps 3 spots to 4. Clemson stays at 5. West Virginia up 3 spots to 6. Penn State up 3 spots to 7. Washington up 3 spots to 8. Texas up 10 spots to 9. Oklahoma back 4 spots to 10. Wisconsin up 1 spot to 11. UCF up 1 spot to 11. Michigan up 3 spots to 13. Miami up 3 spots to 14. LSU back 11 spots to 15. Florida up 8 spots to 16. Kentucky down 2 spots to 17. Oregon at 18. Auburn back 11 spots to 19. Colorado jumps into the rankings at 20. Texas A&M revisits the rankings at 21. Mississippi State revisits the rankings at 22. Stanford moves back 9 spots to 23. And USF and Iowa join the rankings for the first time this year at 24 and 25 respectively. And now I want to talk about the SEC and how it is flexing its muscle on the rest of college football. In both my and the AP Top 25 polls, there are 8 ranked SEC teams, meaning over a half the conference is ranked, or 57% to be more specific. There is no other conference in college football even close. There are 5 ranked teams in the SEC West and 3 ranked teams in the SEC East. The next closest conference would be the Big Ten, with half as many ranked teams, 3 coming from the Big Ten East and 1 coming from the Big Ten West. But let's circle back to the fact that the SEC has only 2 teams, Arkansas and Tennessee, with below 500 records or losing records. In the SEC West specifically, all their teams have 4 or more wins except Arkansas. That's how strong of a conference this is this year. So when people talk about how the SEC is overrated and all that stuff, it's going to be hard. Well, it's always hard to make that claim, but it's really going to be hard to make that claim this year, because when you watch an SEC game, you don't know who's going to win. Mississippi State knocked off Auburn. Texas A&M knocked off Kentucky. Florida beat LSU. When people usually talk about the SEC, they always talk about, well, the SEC West is really the good one. But no, both divisions are really strong, and that means if Georgia and Alabama can come out unscathed, no matter what happens in the SEC championship, those 2 teams can and will be, or both have earned the right to be, in the college football playoff if they can survive the regular season undefeated. And now we're done talking about the SEC, but not really, because our game of the week is number 2 Georgia going on the road to face off with number 13 LSU. And I expect this game to be a defensive showdown. Georgia's defense allows 15.6 points per game. LSU allowing 20.4 points per game. Yes, both offenses are very good, but this is going to come down to which defense can make the most plays, and both defenses, trust me, can make a handful of plays. I think Georgia will come out of this game victorious, but it'll be by about, I'll say, 3 to 5 points. And now let's move on to the potential upset of the week, and that's West Virginia traveling to play Iowa State. And I'm going to be upfront and honest. There are absolutely no stats to back this opinion, rather the track record of Iowa State. Last year they beat Oklahoma and Texas Tech on the road. This year they beat Oklahoma State on the road. And this is a team that they don't look very good on paper, but when you're playing them, you don't want to play them because they always have that upset factor, and I can't explain what it is about Iowa State. And that's why I picked this to be my potential upset of the week. Now, I don't think it's actually going to happen, but I think this game is going to be a lot more exciting than most people think, just because Iowa State always seems to get a rise out of these games and play so much better. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Look forward to seeing what you have to say down in the comment section below. I'll see you there.